Why did she approach my girl KK? Like, please stay in your lane, man, before I really end up not liking you. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Love Island USA episodes 1 through 9. So if you haven't seen them yet and you don't want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. In episode 7, we had that safari game that changed everything. In episode 8, we had our first public vote. And in episode 9, we got left on a cliffhanger. Y'all, I forgot that we get to vote. When Ariana came on and she was like, there's gonna be a public vote tonight and somebody's gonna be safe from it, I was like, a public vote? And they cut to Marco saying that America still makes the final decision. I was like, wait a minute, I get to decide who leaves? And in that moment, the game got real spicy. And that also means that this show is taking place in real time, which I love because, as we all know, these dating shows tend to be pre-recorded, and I'm talking 2 or 3 years in advance. So something that's actually happening in real time is kind of special and kind of cool. So fun fact, I love game shows, especially the old school ones. So when they played the How Well Do You Know Your Partner game, it reminded me of the Newlywed Game. And when they played the Safari Rescue game, it reminded me of Legends from the Hidden Temple, or Legends of the Hidden Temple. Something about the Hidden Temple. Carmen and Victor. So Carmen's been working real hard over at the Villain Corporation, huh? All of the villains of the reality TV shows are now going to be referred to as V Corp employees. And I don't know if it's just me, but I could pinpoint the exact moment when Carmen started to get a little bit messy. Saying it didn't sit well with her that Bergie and Kassy were coupled up. Like, girl, you were the one that decided that you wanted to take it at a snail's pace. How you gonna be mad? Now, in her defense, she did tell Victor not to get it confused or conflicted. She was like, just so we're clear, I'm still open and I'm still dating around. And just because we recouple does not mean that I want you touching me. So don't get too excited, babe. But then she went right over and hugged Bergie.
Bergie. Good night.
What's up? Good night.
Now that's tea. Speaking of beverages, Carmen's face when she saw that Bergie bought Kassy coffee, whoo, she was seething. Her eyes are usually blue, but they were green with envy in that moment. I guess she did get her coffee later though. Carmen is shady business, man. Shady business. Their segment of the safari game was very hard to watch. I forget what was actually said, but something like, oh, go get your man. And then Victor was like, that's me, I'm her man. And then he wasn't. And we all had to watch that play. Like, we all had to see that happen in real time, in 4K.
Obviously, I got what I wanted, so.
And that is me.
And Victor did mention something about the fact that she was the last woman to go. So she sat there and watched every single other person pick their guy. So it did make it harder to watch in that sense because she literally watched everybody pick their own person, and then she was like, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and not pick my guy. At this point, she might be president of the V Corp. And after all was said and done, why did it take her so long to approach him for a conversation? And then she has the nerve to be like, I'm not going into this conversation with negativity, so if you're bringing negativity into it, then we're just not gonna talk. Like she was scolding a child who was acting up in a store or something. Like, girl, this is a grown-ass man. I don't know, I really didn't like the way that she was speaking to my boy Victor. Now she crying because everybody in the house is mad as her. Like, sis is lucky that this is not Survivor, because had this been Survivor, she would have been voted off the island that night. I've been watching a lot of Survivor, so it's top of mind right now. But seriously though, is her emotional intelligence lacking or what? You committed the offense, you need to be the one to approach the person that you offended so that you can try to work it out. And don't do it in a way that's like, if you're upset, then I'm just not going to talk to you. Yeah, he's upset for a reason, babe. Like, he genuinely had a connection with you. And to be honest, I also feel like she's a little bit misleading. Yeah, she was clear that she wanted to keep things open, but her mishandling of this situation was just trash. I'm sorry, it was trash. Saying things like, I don't understand why you're mad, Victor. Like, you literally know why he's mad. Like, why would you even say you don't understand why he's upset? And then I think at some point during that conversation, Victor was like, yeah, well, Bergie gets all the fun stuff. And bro wasn't wrong. Like, he literally did get that hug that she said she didn't want to give to Victor. And please do not get me wrong. Sis has the right to touch and be touched by whoever she wants to touch and be touched by. And if she doesn't see that being Victor, then that is absolutely her right. But then she needs to fully close the door on it. And in that moment, she had not closed the door. And to be honest, it really is her lack of remorse for me.
No, I feel that it's like Victor's fault. I'm just gonna keep being positive.
Victor loves hard, okay? At one point, when he was talking to Bergie, he was like, any of the guys in this room, we would die for each other. And I was like, why are we dying for each other? And he was like, but not you, Bergie. We wouldn't die for you. I was like, I don't think anybody in this room is willing to die for each other, but go off, Victor. I understand that you're hurt. Bergie and Carmen. So after episode 9, I don't even know if this relationship is even about to take place on the screen, because as we know, we got left on a cliffhanger. We know that either Victor or Carmen is going home, but we do not know which one of them is going home. But this entire Bergie-Carmen situation is a prime example of the fact that there are 3 sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. This entire situation is just getting so misconstrued. First off, I think Bergie misunderstood what Victor was saying. He wasn't saying that in that moment Carmen was saying that they were just friends. He was saying that that's what he thought she said previously. And I also do think there might be a little bit of a language barrier there. Maybe Bergie didn't fully understand what Victor was saying, but I don't think that he was saying she came back to him that same night and said, we're just friends. Like, that completely did not happen, unless I am also missing something. What he actually said was...
But like, she did tell you that like it was only a friendship vibe at one point.
Yes.
Okay. So
if not, I would not have told you that.
Yeah.
And that's him looking out when he didn't have to.
Yeah.
And I also think that Hannah is confused. She's saying Victor is the only one who doesn't feel bad, but why would he feel bad in this situation? He didn't do anything. He's the one who got hurt. Like, no, I don't think his actions are perfect, but do I think he's wrong for feeling the things that he feels? No. I don't think that Victor is the villain that the girls are making him out to be at all. And I know everybody has a soft spot for Bergie, and I think that's a part of it, but they going a little bit too hard on my boy Victor. Not too much on him. KK and Keenan. Are any of us surprised that they got saved? Of course they got saved. Everybody loves them, even though Keenan, you are on my shit list right now. Now he is crawling his way back in, and I still don't really know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna stick beside KK and she's sticking beside him, so I guess. Didn't have the nerve to ask her if somebody comes in the villa who's exactly her type, is she gonna try to pursue it? Didn't you try to pursue it? Like, boy, shut up and be happy that you still here. He got me ready to throw hands behind KK, like, I need him to chill. So during that safari rescue game, Kassy really made him feel some type of way with that googly eye comment. And we know he was in his feels because, well, he kept saying that he was. And because after that, he basically told Kassy, look, I'm not pursuing you anymore. If you still want something to happen, it's going to be you who has to put in all the work.
I literally told her, I'm not going to be actively pursuing you. I ain't going to be pulling you for chats. I ain't going to be doing this, that, and the third. If you want to talk to me and get to know me, it is all going to have to come from your end.
And I actually thought that was kind of an asshole thing to say, like, being like, if you want me, you're going to have to chase me down and I'm not putting in no effort. Like, that's not the flex that you thought it was, Keenan. Either tell her you're still interested or cut these ties and let's move on. This whole leaving the door open thing is ridiculous and childish. And I think we all agree that the googly eye comment was a little shady. But to be honest, KK was more upset that Keenan was upset. She was like, this is a game. Why is he always mad? So to be honest, I don't even think KK and Kassy have any bad blood. I think that Keenan is triggered because he feels bad about the fact that he messed up the situation with KK last week. So he's just a little extra sensitive around the topic. And that's understandable. He fumbled the bag and he don't want to fumble it again. So he's being a little, you know, extra with it. Now, you know what had me in my feelings? The fact that they did not win that newlywed game. No tea, no shade to them, but they have literally been together since day one. They should know a little bit more about each other, and they should not be letting these new couples beat them out in a game of how much do you know about your partner. I don't know, I just feel like they should know each other a little bit better at this point. Kassy and Bergie. Did y'all catch when Bergie was telling Kassy, like, baby girl, I have options. Just know that I didn't have to choose you. I didn't have to save you from elimination. I could have recoupled with somebody else. Like, you could be at home right now, girl.
Honestly, if I wasn't, I would have picked someone else. I had some options, I'm not gonna lie.
I bet you did,
Yep.
dude. I bet
Could have just like switched it up.
He don't want to be with Kassy for real, and we all know that got more and more clear as these episodes went on. He likes blonde girls and she could not be more brunette. It's like when your best friend pretends to flirt with you as a joke. Now in this situation, I do actually think that Bergie is being respectful. He has that decorum that I was talking about last week. He's like, look, I definitely want to explore things with Carmen, but I'm with Kassy right now, and I want to also explore that and give that the time and energy and respect that it deserves. And you gotta have respect for that. Now when it comes to Kassy, why did she approach my girl KK talking about, hey, if you see me and Keenan talking, just know that like we're still trying to explore that relationship, like nothing is happening but we're still doing that. Like, please stay in your lane, man, before I really end up not liking you. When Kassy was sitting and talking to Keenan about the googly eye situation, she was like, but you were looking at me, right? Like, at least once in your life you've looked at me, right? And I was like, clearly she thinks that everybody wants her because she also said that Leo was giving her googly eyes. But then Leo confirmed, and I had to eat my own words on that. Now, who saw that situation coming? Because I didn't see that coming back around at all. I thought that Leo was fully ready to move on with Anna and that Kassy was a thing of the past, but apparently she's like a boomerang. She just keep on coming back around. So when that whole situation blew up and Anna and Hannah were sitting in the kitchen listening to Leo and Kassy have this conversation unbeknownst to them, why did Kassy walk back over to the group of girls and just sit down like nothing had happened, like she wasn't gonna even say anything? And then of course Anna and Hannah leave and the other girls are like, you know, they heard everything y'all said. Like they were sitting right under the kitchen. Ain't no privacy in this damn house. Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I also didn't like? Carmen's fake ass sitting there like, oh my god, they're talking. Like she wasn't the one that pretty much pushed Kassy to go have that conversation. Like she literally pushed her to go pursue that. They need to watch Carmen's ass because she is playing the game, okay? Destiny and Harrison. Okay, I don't care about body count, but why and how is Harrison's body count NA? I love the black girl moment that Destiny and KK were having. Keying about Harrison. It was just such an authentically black moment. I just loved every moment of it, and I'm glad that they kept that in the final.
And then you get to share a bed with this man. Not in bed with the fine glass of wine. Oh, glass? White wine. Girl, tall glass of white wine.
It warmed my soul. I just loved it. Now, last week I said that Destiny was still mad about Marco, and it was confirmed this week when they were playing the Safari game, and she gave Hannah the snake, and she made that little snide remark, your partner is a reflection of you. Like, baby girl, let it go. You have Harrison. Why are you still harping over Marco? Now, see, somebody that I do see coming back around is her to Marco, because she has not let it go, and in my eyes, that means she has not let him go. I would have saw her trying to make a move on Marco before I saw Kassy and Leo getting back together, but I guess I am wrong. Anna and Leo. So this is very confusing and embarrassing now, because I had a whole little, you know, script written out for all my notes that I took on the episodes before episode 9, and now it's all irrelevant. But I guess I'm gonna still go through it. So that kiss under the waterfall was top notch. Probably one of the best kisses of that game. I get that Anna and Jasmine were really good friends, but I didn't understand why she was crying so much like the girl passed away or something. Like she at home. You gonna get to see her as soon as filming is done. Like, why are you crying so much? You finally have Leo. This is what you came to the show for. Go get your ass in this game and get your man. Like, why are you sitting here crying over Jasmine? Also, is it weird that when Leo was sleep talking was the first time that it clicked in my mind that they all share one room? Because I would have been so mad if he would have woke me up in the middle of the night with that sleep talking. I think, obviously, I see them sleeping in one room together, but I think that was the first time it clicked, like, oh, they're really all, like, dorm room style all together. Now, Hannah and Marco offered them safety, and they really didn't need it this week, but they damn sure are going to need it for the next public vote, because I think Leo's a little bit in the doghouse right now. But when they were saved from the public vote this go around, that's when I realized how this game is played. And it is a little bit like Survivor in the sense that you have to be strategic. You have to make friends, because you never know when somebody's going to be able to save you or get rid of you, like they getting ready to get rid of Carmen or Victor. Hannah and Marco. I feel so bad for her. She was crying after she got snaked 2 or 3 times during that game. I genuinely don't think she expected to get snaked, because she has been, you know, pretty lovely person with everybody in the house. And I think she just really took it to heart. But alas, this is not Friends Island, it's Love Island. Now, her and Marco did have a little hiccup. She was mad that he didn't make her coffee. She says she feels like he's already kind of getting comfortable and that's not attractive. Shout out to her for being straight up and upfront about that, because a lot of people wouldn't be. She said, you got to come with the same energy or you can dip, Marco. And I think Marco understood that. That being said, he did make the coffee. It just was trash coffee and he didn't want to give that to her. So, you know, shout out to him for trying. So, of course, they won immunity from being publicly voted off, but I don't think they were going to get voted off anyway. There are much more vulnerable couples in that villa than these two, but nevertheless, they got it. I am not happy that we have been left on a cliffhanger, but I kind of saw it coming. Let's do some predictions. Who do I think is going to go? You know what? I think they're going to come through for Bergie. I think Bergie has, as far as the majority of the people who like him in the house, he has that vote. A lot of people like Bergie. They see him as like this innocent, kind of sensitive, almost childlike little brother. So I think in the end, someone's going to flip and say, okay, let's keep Carmen in the house to see if Bergie Berg can work this out. And I think Victor's going to get sent home. Now, am I happy for Carmen? I mean, I'm happy that she's probably going to get to explore something with Bergie. But I just don't like the way that this entire Bergie, Carmen, Victor situation played out. So I don't know. But I do think after all is said and done, Carmen is gonna get saved and Victor is gonna go. But I guess we will find out tomorrow. Also, I'm nosy, so I want to know who y'all voted for on vote day. It was a little hard with me because I am still mad at Keenan, but I did choose them. That is it for these episodes, and it was a ride. I'll be back Sunday to talk about episodes 10 through 12. If you want to keep in touch until then, subscribe to my channel or come chit chat with us over on Discord. The invite link is in the description box. And I'll see you next time. Subscribe. For Love, what show is this? I was about to say Love is Blind. I hope there's not toothpaste. I brushed my teeth before this. If there is toothpaste, oh, you know what? Because we ain't gonna be out here toothpaste faced. Okay, good, it's not. This shirt is liable. I should have put boob tape on because I might end up getting a flag. Here, I don't know where I was looking. Doing that conversation. Don't need it for the next public debate. What? Public elimination? Public vote? Shout out to her for being straight up, straight front. Oh. Camera cut off. Camera cut off.
If I'm on your mind, just say that. Brand new Benz, brand new Maybach. Got brand new friends for way back. If you my style, can't change